Friday night. Going to kick back, enjoy a beer. I'm going to take a look at this one from Evil Twin. Hopefully, you guys will join me here, and we'll talk about that. Talk about some other things here on a relaxing Friday night. First game of bowl season. You can call it that, I guess. The bowl game I'm actually watching right now is Kent State and Utah State. Not really much of a game you really want to settle in and watch, but they are scoring at some points, so it is kind of entertaining in that regard. So the beer tonight is actually one that I picked up from Evil Twin Brewing, and this is their Public Servant Teacher Edition. So get that a little closer right there. Come on, camera, zoom. Why don't you want to zoom in? Camera's got one job. India Pale Ale. But this comes in at 7% ABV. Trying to hold it back, see if it catches a little bit better. Anyway, luckily, I prepared in case it didn't zoom in. And there you can actually see more about the beer. This is actually one, as mentioned, to honor the teachers that educate the children. And they ask the beer drinkers to thank local teachers by sharing this beer with them. So a nice IPA. And what it doesn't have on here, of course, which drives me crazy, is a date. It does have a code. Now, actually, where I got this one at, I knew the beer buyer for the store, and they had just got those in, so he told me it was actually fresh coming in. But breweries should still have the date on their stuff so that everybody knows exactly what is taking place, when best to enjoy it, and all that good stuff. So, big fan of Evil Twin beers, of course. So, looking forward to seeing what this one has to offer. I did pick up another one of this series, and it was for the firefighters, and that's their double IPA. So, I would do a review on that at some point here. But kind of had a taste for an IPA tonight. Been drinking a lot of stouts more recently, and kind of wanted to mix it up. Earlier tonight, I was over on Alex the Beer Master's channel doing an eggnog stream, so that was interesting. Haven't had eggnog since, I don't even know, maybe back in college, so years ago. And got the Evan Williams one, which was a very nice eggnog. So if you are an eggnog fan, would definitely say you might want to check that one out. So I'm actually breaking out the good old IPA glass, as you can see here. We got a nice color on the beer, pretty much a nice golden bright yellow color there. Ended up giving it a pretty good sized head, which actually helps to open up the aromas, releases the gases. You don't want to feel bloated and stuff, releases the proteins. So I always want to try to get a head on it. That one's a little bit larger than what most people may want to put on theirs, but I kind of want to get all that stuff out so I can properly get a nice whiff of the beer. Get a nice feel of the hops. Definitely get a nice amount of a fresh type feel. Get a little bit of a dankness there. A little bit of that mustiness that you get with some of the hops used in these IPAs. Get a little bit of a citrus type feel. A little bit of a tropical note. But a nice, decent smelling IPA. A nice freshness there for sure. Hey, Dolly, what's going on? Cheers, my friend. Decided to do a little bit of a live stream while I enjoy this beer on a Friday night. Hopefully you were having a great Friday night as well. Last Friday night before Christmas, some people are probably out shopping at the malls or online on Amazon or wherever you're doing to get your last minute stuff in. But yeah, smells pretty good as far as it tastes. Got a nice feel in the flavor of the beer. Kind of an old school type IPA, which is kind of good because you do get burnt out with some of the juicier type things we're getting now. Got a nice little bit of astringency. You get a nice feel in the taste of the tropical flavor as well. You get a nice duration of the flavors in the mouth. Underlying, you get a little bit of an orange, a little bit of kind of a pineapple type feel. A little bit of a tangerine. Hey, what's happening, John? Cheers, my friend. Switching to beer now. Eggnog is good, but small doses, right? Yeah, that's why I said I didn't want to drink all through the bottle. And John was actually on the stream as well when I did Alex the Beer Master. If you don't know John Anilli, check out his channel. He does a lot of beer videos as well. He also does Stout Sundays, where he does live streams Sunday mornings with stouts. So make sure you check him out, his channel. But both he and I had the Evan Williams eggnog, and it was kind of like one of the guys that was on there, Whiskey Scout, with us. He finished his bottle. I'm like, I don't really want to finish a bottle of eggnog tonight because I wanted to taste some beer and kick back and relax. Beer is the first love for me, so. But it's got a nice drying quality to it. And I don't know if you've seen this one yet, John, or not, but this is from Evil Twin, a new series they released. It's their Public Servant series, and this is Teacher Edition, which is their India Pale Ale, 7% ABV. And they released a few of the beers in this series to kind of salute public servants. So this one is kind of dedicated to teachers, obviously. And I have one that's for firefighters, which is the double IPA that I'll be doing that I mentioned earlier. But a nice, good cause. Teaching has got to be, in my opinion, is one of the most underrated jobs anyone can have, and most, I don't say disrespected, but one that people don't really give it the props they need. You know, teaching and nursing are two jobs that are so vitally important, but yet people don't ever pay them the respect I think they should. So, nice idea with them coming out with that beer. Body-wise, it's got a nice medium body on it, not overly heavy. Nice carbonation feel on the beer. Get a little bit of the hops there in the back of the throat, but you can really pick out the freshness. Like I said, I don't know what the date was on this. I just know it was relatively fresh when I got it. Like, basically, the guy that I know said it came in like that week or the week before, so it wasn't there for long. And that's one of the good things about a fresh IPA. If you like the hop flavor, drinking it early, you're able to take advantage of that. Now, obviously, when IPAs came out, or maybe you don't know when they came out, they used to be shipped across the ocean from England over to where troops were stationed in India. By the time they got them, it wasn't as hop forward. So that's more of a newer type thing when you think of the time around beer and this style being out there. A lot of people like the fresh hops, though. And there's definitely a benefit to it. But if you want to let it malt out, get a little bit of a maltier feel, you can let it sit for a little bit. Haven't seen that one yet. I love Evil Twin. The last IPA from them I had was called Every Day, Once a Day, Have Yourself an IPA. I saw that one, but I never picked it up. It was a New England IPA with vanilla and lactose. I loved it. Awesome. They do some great stuff. They put out great beers, and if people don't know, Evil Twin, the brother of the guy that does Evil Twin, is actually the guy that does McKellar. So if you know McKellar beers, again, some great beers they put out, but the two brothers have the two breweries. I don't know if they compete against each other or like that and everything, but it seems like they're always doing one thing more to up each other. And we benefit from it because we have good beer that comes out of both of those breweries. Never been steered wrong with Evil Twin. I actually picked up like either two or three, I can't remember how I grabbed, but I got some Evil Twin, even more Cocoa Jesus, which I've had before, but one of my spots was overloaded in stout, so they're trying to get it out of there. So I picked them up at $4.99 each, which is a steal. I got to go back out there tomorrow to pick up some Bourbon County stouts that I actually won. And I'm thinking about maybe getting some more just in case, because you can have those in and let them sit in the cellar for a bit of time. I also picked up the Dogfish Head Vanilla Oak Barrel Worldwide Stout, and they were selling them for $7.99 a bottle, which again, it's a nice little deal. So, you know I like my deals, Rod J deals. Every time I go out, I try to find them. And although I mentioned it's nice having this one versus some of the newer juicy ones, you do have a little bit of a juiciness quality in it as well. But it's very slight. It's very nice as a little bit more of a step back off of where we're at now. Not fully to the old classic, but kind of in between. You get a little bit of a juicy, but you get a little bit of that classic style with it. Unfortunately, don't really get McKellar stuff around here. Yeah, McKellar, I get them in a few places. Obviously, where I'm at, Jungle Gyms, they're seen as one of the top 5 places in the country to buy beer. They get them in there. Um, in Kentucky, we have distribution that allows us to get them as well. So both Kentucky and Ohio, we can kind of get them around here, but that's the issue with our distribution system, right? So you can only get certain things in certain states depending on how they're distributed. Unlike, say, if you were in England, like where Craig and Peter and Harry and those guys are, where they get pretty much anything because they have an open system and they can actually order through the mail and it gets delivered to them as well. Even here, some states you can't get beer delivered, which sucks too. People like to get like the Devore, but Devore can't go to every state. I think it's only like in 27 or 28 states that can actually use that. And the people I know that use it, for the most part, I really loved it because they're getting beers from around the country that they can't usually get. We can't get them in Kentucky. You can get them in Ohio. I don't think you can get them in Indiana. So it's just the way it breaks, I guess. But John, what beer are you drinking now? What did you decide to crack open? It's got a nice little bit of a sweetness to this one too. I'm pretty happy with this one. So for me, this one, I'm going to actually give this here a. It doesn't really set the world on fire for me like that and everything, but it's definitely solid. I'm going to give it a 4 out of 5. It's very decent for what I would want to have. Could definitely drink this again, and I just may if I pick up more. But would definitely say give it a go. But anybody else actually watching that's drinking anything too? Anybody else enjoying anything for this Friday? Unwinding, relaxing with, whether it's beer or anything else. I know Dolly, you were here. I don't know if you're still here or not, but you like your strawberry milk, or you dabbling in your strawberry milk tonight? Strawberry eggnog would be interesting too, since we were having eggnog a little bit ago. A little bit of grapefruit with this one. Drinking a pecan pie paradise, a milk porter from Pontoon Brewing, the Sandy Springs, Georgia. Really good. Oh, that sounds really interesting. Pecan pie paradise. Now you're gonna have, you didn't do eggnog, but now you're going to the milk porter, so now you still got a little bit of lactose flowing. Might be interesting to see how that counteracts with the eggnog you had earlier. Anybody got any big shopping plans for the weekend? The last weekend before Christmas? Or is everybody kind of done on what they're actually doing out there, what they're looking for? Is everybody pretty much done on your Christmas list, or you have to get out there and still pick up a few more things? One thing I never do is look at Untapped really until I check it in. Let's see what this one looks like on Untapped here. See what people are thinking of the Evil Twin Teacher Edition. I gotta check it in anyway. Wow. So the Evil Twin Public Servant Teacher Edition on Untapped right now has had 1,304 check-ins, average score 3.92. So my 4 isn't really off of that by too much. I've had 5 friends check into this one, average score 3.78. So some like it a little bit more than others. Easing my way slowly into an IPA, which is up next. Yeah. Yeah, even with the IPAs, you got some of the ones that have lactose too now, so that can actually be a mix as well. Most of the Christmas shopping online this year, save myself a lot of time and a lot of stress. There you go. That's what it's all about. I'm going to probably do some running around tomorrow for a little bit of stuff, but I don't know. Sometimes when you get to Christmas at a point, it's kind of weird. As I get older, it's kind of like, well, whatever I want, I usually get anyway. And then it's like, I ask the wife, what do you want? And she's like, kind of gives you a little bit of hints, but doesn't give you hints. So you're kind of like in the dark. So you're kind of like, what? Just tell me what you want, right? That, I guess that's part of the surprise element. I would say this one does have a little bit of a floral, earthy feel as well. But definitely one worth checking out. I'm trying to put my stuff here into the computer. Hey, what's happening, Elbow? Cheers, my friend. Elbow down there in Florida. Got one more gift to get. For now, I'm enjoying a resin from 6 Point. Oh, a fine choice you've made there. Resin is a nice one from 6 Point Brewing out of New York. I haven't had a 6 Point beer in a while. I need to actually get some more of them at some point here, but I've got so many other beers I still got to work through, as you guys know. I might do a video tomorrow just updating you guys to everything that's in the cellar right now, because it's almost too much in there that I would want to have. I've tried to get it down, and I keep finding new stuff coming out. We have one of our local breweries tomorrow coming out with a mango guava goza that I want. And it's kind of like, I don't want to keep buying beer. I really don't. I wish we could get 6 Point in Georgia, Elbow, maybe someday. Oh, I didn't know you didn't get them down there. Wow. Yeah, 6 Point is decent. It's really good on what they're doing. And they're actually part of that group that formed up with Southern Tier and Victory. Between them, they made like a little bit of a group, and that kind of stopped them from becoming, targets of being bought out by a couple of the macros, I guess. Definitely recommend 6 Point beer. And where Elbow's at, for those of you that didn't see last night, we actually did the malt liquor show for the second time, and I talked about one of the craft breweries coming out with a batch of malt liquor, and Elbow was like close to that brewery down there, so we told Elbow he needs to let us know what he thinks of it if he tries it there. It wouldn't surprise me to see more breweries dabble a little bit more into some of the malt liquor stuff, because they are going to more of the lager route now anyway, to try to win over some other people that are more macro. So going to a malt liquor for a few of them wouldn't be bad either, because that might get them a little bit more people to try their stuff. Yeah, they don't distribute in Georgia yet, which is strange because they sell 6 Point in parts of Florida. Right, it's just kind of like skips over your state. That's how the weird thing is for the longest time. It's like out of Florida we have Cigar City, and when they first came up this way, I mean, and I'm saying close to me, they started distributing like, I think it was in Michigan and maybe Illinois, but they skipped Ohio and Kentucky. And it's like, how are you going to go from Florida to skip over us and then start there? But it's the distribution channels. It'd be nice if we can get some more distribution of 450 North as well. 450 North has some tasty beers, but I have to do some investigating. I just found out something about them that I'll have to check into. I don't want to talk about any of it yet until I see some more research, but if you're in any of the groups that get 450 North, you're probably seeing some things pop up questioning some of their beers. Which, take nothing away, their beers are tasty, but it might not be giving you what you think you're getting, so to speak. West Florida, Tampa Bay, glad it's here, yeah. And in a past life, a past career, I actually used to come to Florida. That was part of my territories. I used to travel to Florida every few weeks. And I would go over to Tampa and over to the St. Pete area. Great area on that side of the Florida as well. Always had a good time coming over there. Although in Tampa, your guys' Kennedy Avenue is a little crazy. I mean, it's like Kennedy actually lives on that street with some of the stuff you see on Kennedy Avenue. It's kind of interesting, which was funny because the first time I went down there, I called my buddy and I was asking him some stuff because he was from Tampa, and I'm like, "What's up with this location where I'm at?" I told him the stuff I was seeing, and he was like, "Oh, you must be on Kennedy in Tampa." Like, yep, yeah, he knew what it was. Ugh. Yeah, so the Bourbon County I have to pick up tomorrow will be. I ended up in the one place I'm getting it from. They do a raffle for all the people that are kind of like their VIP members or so, people that spend money there. They can be part of a club or whatever. So go in the raffle, which is great. You don't have to wait in line. You're not fighting anybody like that. You just go in the raffle, and if you win it, you come in and buy it at that time. If you don't pick it up, they'll just resell it to somebody else. But I got one was the base version, which is fine. I heard the base version is good. It's actually really good. Then I got the 2-year reserve. I won that one. So I got that there. And then I've got the wheat wine. So those are the 3 I got to pick up tomorrow from Bourbon County. I wanted the Mona Me and the other one. Obviously, you win it all, right? So I wanted all 5 of them, but it just didn't work out that way. But I still got to do the Big Bad Baptist beers that I have from Epic Brewing. I need to get those done at some point. I mean, I have time because they're big stouts and I can hold on to them for a little bit, but I definitely want to get into them. But again, it's just so many beers that are down there. So anybody else watching any of the bowl games this weekend? Like I said, it's so early. Right now it's Kent State and Utah State that I'm watching, but we got like 3 bowl games I think tomorrow. And then so this week got the bowl games, and then next weekend, first round of the playoffs, which is going to be an interesting game I think between Clemson and Ohio State. I almost feel like the voters or the NCAA would like to see LSU against Ohio State. They have some pretty good storylines there. Joe Burrow leaving Ohio State, going to LSU, and the buildup of that program after Urban Meyer left, blah, blah, blah. We talked last night on the show about Utah. I don't know if you guys saw in Utah. I made mention of it. We didn't really get into too much depth about it, but they actually dumped $18,000 worth of beer because of the new law where they could actually sell higher ABV. They had to get rid of some of the other ones that were lower ABV type beers to make room. So they literally threw away beer, which is crazy, in my opinion. There's not too much else really happening tonight. Just thought I'd throw up a quick stream. Gonna probably, I think, jump on the other channel tonight. Do a little PlayStation action in a bit. Because we got a few guys that got Modern Warfare. See. Great times, right? Football is stouts. Great time of year for sure. Um, Great time and a sad time, right? Bittersweet because at the end of these next few weeks, football season is going to be over, and then it's like not until August of next year. Who do I think will win it all this year? I think Ohio State might be the best team, but LSU's on fire. My pick to win it all this year is LSU. I think they just got too much that are stepping up. I think Edo's got them playing great ball. I think they're going to end up pulling it out and at the end of the day be crowned champion. Obviously, anybody in the top four, you got to consider. Oklahoma can put up some points, but they can't. I said they don't have a strong enough defense, I think. There was also Clemson can put up points, but you don't know really the Clemson play enough good talent to really grade them out. I think Ohio State can actually take them, and I think it's going to be LSU against Clemson. I mean, LSU against Ohio State, and LSU is going to win. I feel that's going to be the case. So it'll be interesting to see. But it's kind of weird not having Alabama in it this year, right? So everybody's so used to Alabama being there all the time. Which a few weeks back, even before they played Auburn, I said they have a chance to be at 9-2 this year because Auburn had the opportunity to beat them, and they actually did. Hey, Vanessa, cheers. What's going on? How are you this evening? Stouts for teachers? Well, actually, this is an IPA from Evil Twin. There's a teacher edition, so I know you love that. Public Servant. And it's actually part of their Public Servant series where they dedicate beers to public servants. This is the first one I've had from them. Very nice beer. I have another one from them that's also for the firefighters. There's probably some for police, and I'm trying to think what other ones they'd have them for other public servant type situations or people. The Elbow says cheers, Vanessa, and Vanessa, of course, says cheers back. And how is your Friday night going tonight, Vanessa? Oh, sitting at the trucking yard, waiting for your brother. Okay. Well, hopefully your weather's okay. Hopefully it's not too bad or anything like that. And you're in good shape in that regard. You can drive home and have some of your eggnog. We had eggnog tonight on Alex's show. I don't think you got a chance to tune in, but on Alex the Beer Master, it was eggnog night at 8 o'clock. So I actually drank some Evan Williams eggnog. And I put the rest in the fridge. I didn't drink it all because I did not feel like what the belly was going to feel like later on. And I wanted to drink some beer tonight too. Love that eggnog. Hey, what's up, Scout? Yeah, Scout, you did love it. You loved it so much you finished yours. We were all on there. Scout finished all his bottle of eggnog. Yeah, I think you're pretty much good for the night, right? Picking brother up 17th. No, 2-day ice storm. You had a 2-day ice storm? Wow. Missed the Eggnog Show. Yeah, it was on, I don't know if you subscribed to Alex, but Alex the Beer Master, we did the eggnog on his show. Hey, look at that. Speak of the devil, Alex is in the comments now. Great time. Alex, thanks for having me on. He said, thank you, Rajay, for going to this live stream. Appreciate you, my friend. I appreciate you for having me on there, Alex. And if you guys haven't subscribed to Alex, check him out as well. And you can see the Eggnog Show that we did tonight. And if you haven't subscribed to Whiskey Scout, subscribe to Scout because Scout is all about the whiskey. I mean, when he does the videos and you see the background of what he has, you just know he knows whiskey. So make sure you jump on him too. Yeah, the whole bottle. And it wasn't just the whole bottle you had. You had the whole bottle, but you were mixing in other alcohol with it too. So more duck eggs in the spring, Vanessa says. So Vanessa gets the duck eggs and she does duck nog, which is nice. It's a brick in my belly now, I bet. Oh, I am not envious of you, my friend, because what goes in must come out. I'm just saying. Hey, what's happening, Drunken One? Cheers, buddy. How are you feeling after the eggnog, my friend? I've actually moved on to beer a little bit. John and Nilly was here. John's moved on to beer a little bit. Had to do something a little bit different, so. Dio, my ugly brother. That's not nice, John. Oh. Yeah, the Celebration Bowl is tomorrow at noon. That's the first game of the bowl day. So what's everybody else drinking right now? I know Vanessa's not drinking anything because she's at the truck yard waiting. Drunken one, are you still drinking eggnog or are you drinking something else? Scout, I think Scout stopped drinking, but never know. I drink eggnog all year. Borden's shelf stable premium. If I don't make it myself, actually one of the guys had Borden's. It was Dio, drunken one. He had the Borden's, and then he would add the he had a Captain Morgan's to it. So that's the rum he used in his eggnog. And the Evan Williams wasn't bad. It had the Evan Williams bourbon, but also had some blended whiskey. Also had some rum in there too. I am full, drinking nothing. Nothing for Scout. 4 cops on road the way up here. Oh, drunken one went to a 7-7. That's an old school right there. When I used to bartend at the University Alumni Center, 7-7, a lot of the professors would actually drink. Unless they drank like whiskey neat, they would drink that sometimes. Or gin. Occasionally had to make a few martinis. Seven to 7 is pretty solid though. I have no complaints about that one. So I was talking earlier, like, are you guys all done your Christmas shopping, or anybody else got shopping you have to do? I'll be out of it for a little bit tomorrow, which is always fun well, it's fun and stressful at the same time. I kind of like being at that action of the last weekend before Christmas, but at the same point, you're waiting a long line, which isn't always fun. Pirate Rum is tasting eggnog. I have been having Jim Beam bourbon in it at the Llama Farm. Nice. Yeah, the Evan Williams one was pretty decent. I thought about putting some of the Jamaican rum into it that I had here as well, but I already had rum in it, but I didn't pour it in. But I liked it. John and Nilly liked it as well. John liked it a little bit more than I did, but I haven't had eggnog for years. Like I said on the show, going back to probably college. So definitely been a bit of time. I do more shopping. New Year's, grab foods real cheap to fill freezer. Yeah. Well, you can find food, but you can find merchandise real cheap too, right? The stuff that doesn't sell. Some of the deals you'll get on TVs or appliances after Christmas can be better deals than you would get before Christmas. So there's definitely some opportunities. 10 turkeys last January, $5 each. Big turkeys? I mean, that's a Rod J deal of turkeys right there. If you're getting turkeys for $5, that's a real good deal. We actually don't put enough stuff in our freezer like we kind of should. That's why we spend money going out all the time. I did see earlier today, for anybody that is a Christmas Story fan, they are rolling a Christmas Story marathon right now. So I think it was TNT or TBS, one of them. Christmas Story 24 hours, I believe. Hey, what's happening, Gilbert? Cheers, my friend. What are you getting into tonight? Find a new refrigerator in January. 20-pound turkeys. Oh, that's good-sized turkeys. Yeah. Yeah, get him and freeze him. Hello, I'm back, Wasteful Rock. Why am I wasteful? Why am I wasteful, Dolly? Why am I wasteful? Where you been? You been knocked out by that strawberry quick. Freak Christmas Story. Are you going to tell me, Dolly, you do not like Christmas Story? A lot of people have Christmas Story as the ultimate Christmas movie. How about the story of me? Now that might be a freak show. uh, I'm sure you got some great things there, Dolly. Oh, they got Christmas Vacation is on right now too. That's another classic. It's like, how do you not laugh watching Christmas Vacation? It's a classic movie. Looks like Elf just went off, so. No, it's a setup, Rob. Great Lakes Lake Effect IPA tonight. Nice. So Gilbert, because you get some of the stuff from the States at point, do you ever get the Great Lakes from here that we have in Ohio to see how it compares against the Great Lakes you have there in Canada? Hey, what's happening, Alan? Thanks, my friend. 10 watching, 5 likes. Who's slouching? Just stopping to say hello. Well, thanks for swinging in, brother. Always appreciate the likes and everything, and always good to have. Hey, Alan, why you here? Are you guys doing the Friday Night Throwdown tonight, or what? Is Blake doing that? Propaganda, tearjerker, but bullshit. I like the one about the airport and the unaccompanied minors. What is the airport and unaccompanied minors? Well, I have to make room. The belt got loosened in a button. Scout, you sound like you're at Thanksgiving dinner, my friend. Problem with kids, they come back. Well, if the kids come back, then you didn't move fast enough. You gotta move so they can't find you once they're gone. What am I? Somehow I hit the button here and my TV flipped over to something else. Try and turn back. Yeah, so the Eclectic Beer, we do the sports show on Tuesday night. First bowl game today, I was good to go. This one's got me nervous, and I said during the course of Alan's show, the Eclectic Beard, I hate MAC teams in bowl games because it's so unpredictable. So Kent State just scored, up 32-27 here early in the fourth quarter. They're just hanging around. And Utah State should actually be doing a lot better than they actually are, in my opinion. It feels like it. Yeah, because it's all sitting with you from that eggnog. No U.S. Great Lakes here. Would love to compare. Okay, so you don't get them there as well. Okay. You know what I need to do, because I do have some Canadian beers coming in through Jungle Gyms, to see if they do get Great Lakes from Canada, so I can do a comparison. Because I'd be interested to see how they play out. I probably should do some more of the Flying Monkeys beers from Canada too. Although I did think the Sparkle Puff was a little higher than advertised. Do you recall when Sinbad said about kids, Rod, adult kids, to freak them out, have an excellent dining room table, they'll be ruined for life? Yes. You don't see much about Sinbad anymore, though he is touring again and doing comedy stuff. I agree with Utah State. I was with you on that one. Yeah, it's kind of both teams are just scoring, but Utah State, they got the one that has a quarterback that's being looked at for the next level, but I don't know. It's heading towards like overtime or something, it seems, or someone to go for two. But they just went up 34-27 on them, so we'll see what happens. But these early bowl games are pretty much flip a coin, especially when they're like two bad. Not when I say two bad teams are in a bowl game, but they're not two of your best. A 6-6 and a 7-5. Yeah, Sinbad was a funny. I would say funny, clean comic, because he was one of the clean comics out there and always put on a good show. Where's my bum friends? Well, actually, for this one, I just go solo on these ones when I do this. They're usually with me on the Beer Flow show. That's on Thursday nights. Occasionally, I would do a hangout, but now StreamYard is actually made where you can do 20 hours a month unless you want to pay for their other plans. So I've got everything measured out. So right now I can't do any hangouts really because it'll eat into the time it takes away from when we do the Beer Flow show Thursday night. So shows like this, I talk about a beer in the early going and then kind of chat afterward with what anybody wants to chat about or different things that are happening. Just kind of go from there. Kind of a relaxed type tone. I actually need to decide if I want to put together, and I've been debating on it. I'm not a big fan of lists all the time, but I think I may do a thing of the best beers I think I've tasted this year. But I won't do that until January because the year's not over yet. What is that cartoon under the Ghost Rider ad? That is Ghost Rider, and then underneath is Black Panther. So Black Panther and Ghost Rider, and then you can't see the other one, but above the group therapy sign is the Green Lantern, and below Black Panther is actually the Joker. Oh, you may be able to see it from this screen. Let me see. See, there's that there. If I pull that down, you can kind of see right there is the Joker, Joaquin Phoenix, down there as well. And then up top, you have the Green Lantern. And then all the rest, all the beer stuff. So I got a lot of stuff behind me up there, including my Al Pacino Scarface. You got to have Scarface in the house. Scarface, somebody's got to watch your back. Who's better than having Scarface do it? Dogs that look like Voltron. There's an old school one. I was a big Voltron fan when I was younger. Flying Monkeys is good, but there's much better breweries here. Yeah, it was decent. I've actually got one of the Canadian barley wines still downstairs I got to actually drink as well. What's the beer for tonight? I actually did it earlier because what I'm doing with these, I kind of first like 10 minutes so people know. But it was from Evil Twin. If I can get a little bit closer here, actually. I'm going to switch back to the other camera because it works better from that one. It was the Public Servant Teacher Edition India Pale Ale, a new one from Evil Twin. Really decent IPA. And a dedication to the teachers out there. Love Joker, Green Lantern, the original Bruce Lee. And love Bruce Lee. Yeah, Bruce Lee was a bad man for sure. With Bruce Lee, he only made 5 movies in America. By the time he came over before he died, he only got a chance to make 5 of them. Which you thought he made more, but no, it was only 5 movies he did. But all of them were good. Actually took sips of Barefoot Strawberry Samosa. Good. You did? Dolly? Did you? With alcohol in there? Or was it a virgin type drink where there was no alcohol? Dolly getting her swerve on a little bit. Joker was a great movie. If you didn't see Joker, would definitely recommend seeing it on streaming or DVR, whatever you watch it on. It was really good. So back then, American racist still was. Oh, there's definitely some of that still happening for sure. Oh, it had alcohol. Wow. I didn't think alcohol touched your lips, Dolly. I'm impressed. You went up a notch in my book on that one. Yeah, it's got a mini swerve on. That's all right. It's nice to get a little bit of swerve on once in a while for sure. Get out there and enjoy yourself a little bit. You just don't want to overdo it, right? Moderation, know your limits. Don't let it get out of control. And enjoy yourself. That's what it's all about. Enjoy yourself now while you can, because you would hate to be later on in life and not be able to enjoy yourself and have regrets. You never want to be up to a point where you have regrets. So take advantage while you can is what I say. It's funny, we had some cold weather the last couple of weeks. We're supposed to be like in the 50s this weekend through Christmas, which I'll take it. I don't need a white Christmas. I'll take a warm Christmas any day over that. But D'Angelo, what are you drinking on tonight? What do you got you going on? I like that you had some malt last night when we did the malt liquor show. I'm actually surprised I made it through both malt liquor bottles that I had last night, because I'm not a huge malt liquor fan, but it's been years since I've had it, and they were actually they weren't as bad as I thought they were going to be. I had a 22 ounce of Old E and a 22 ounce of Colt 45, and they did better. Back in high school would have been 40s of them, but right, enjoy it before it is all over. It's kind of like, if you can do stuff now, travel and have fun, why not do it? Because you see some people that wait till they're retired or whatever, and they're like in their 70s or whatever, say for instance, trying to travel, and God forbid something happens to somebody, they're in a wheelchair or they're not moving like they used to be able to move, and you're still kind of enjoying some of the scenery and some stuff out there, but you're not being able to get out there and really do some of the other stuff you might do now that you're younger. So if you got a chance, I definitely say enjoy it. All right, Utah State 33-34, big play. So you got back into yourself with the malt rod, good old days. I wouldn't say that. I didn't get that far back. Not like Shannon doing the Mad Dog 2020. Shannon realized she made a bad decision back then, I think, last night, when she actually went back to revisit Mad Dog. Whew. Did 70, damn, that's so afraid that, right? You don't want to be, you don't want to be that at that point, Which, if you're 70, you can still get around, that's great, 70 is not as old as like 70 used to be, right? You got people that are in their 80s that can still get around nicely. But I'm just saying, chances are you may be more limited than what you are right now if you kind of go out there and do it. Oh, the 15 packet of Natty Daddy. All right, so you're still finishing that. Cool. Yeah, I don't know if you ever saw one of the videos I did on the channel here. I did do the Natty Daddy at one point, D'Angelo. If you get a chance, check that one out. Again, Natty Daddy has its place too, so I'm not a hater of it. I've also done the Natty Ice. I think I've done Natty Light at one point too, back in the day. Pretty much, if it's beer, I'll at least try it. I would drink a Natty Daddy over a Lonnie Kugel Shandy any day of the week. I'll tell you that. Oh, it's a fumble! It's a fumble! Give Shannon some DE and a cigar. An old E and a cigar, yeah. Well, Shannon found out yesterday she has a fondness for the Hurricane, right? So she'll be drinking more of the Hurricane, it seems. Nothing wrong with that. I heard old girl talking about tips ride. They can't even help if they can't help it if everyone wants some rod. Yeah, we were talking about that last time. We got into the tipping at restaurants and all that kind of stuff. Which you go out in a restaurant, you're kind of expected to tip along those lines. Um, but it was a point of do you automatically tip if service is just that bad? I mean, what do you? So it was a good discussion about it. Um, but believe it or not, I mean, you'll see stories pop up on social media where some people don't tip on things. And that's just like, I think that's pretty shitty. Like if the service was really good and you're still not tipping, you know. But I stand by the thing that I say we should just go to a full pay system like they do in Europe. If you pay a little bit more for your meal, so what? You don't have to worry about a tip at the end. And in California, there's restaurants where it's been working. It may not work everywhere because I think someone mentioned last night one restaurant they knew didn't work as well, but I think it would actually be the way to go. Low key, she was talking about that tip. You slide down. Stop being a troublemaker, Dolly. She wasn't. Oh, she wasn't talking about that tip. Oh, Dolly, you crazy girl. You crazy. uh, so who's got big plans for tomorrow on the weekend? Anybody got anything else going on? Anybody got family coming in for the holiday? You got family coming in? Do you got to prepare yourself when family comes in some kind of way? I know some people are kind of like, everybody's got those cousins you're not always happy to see, right? So you got to prepare yourself, get yourself in the right state of mind before they arrive. Or maybe it's that aunt or uncle, I think that's why the night before Thanksgiving is such a heavy drinking holiday, because all the people that come in from family for Thanksgiving, you got to prepare yourself for people that come in, Hey, what's happening, Beer Hound? Cheers, my friend, out there in the OC. Merry Christmas to you, my friend. Although we're still just under a week out, just going to tell you right now. And if you guys haven't checked out Beer Hounds and the beer reviews he's doing, make sure you check him out too. He doesn't have to worry about cold weather. He's out in California, so he's in good shape. E.g. working tomorrow. Yeah, you got like a few weeks of work, but then you're going to be off for a bit of time, which would be nice. Yeah, this upcoming week I'm off Tuesday and I'm off Wednesday, obviously for the holiday, but I was so happy to get to Friday and end of the day today. You feel like one of those weeks that are just so long, you're counting it down, waiting for that last tick of the clock to get over and get out. That's just how it was today. And it wasn't like anything bad that happened. It was just like I didn't want to be there anymore. I wanted to end the workday and get out. I was ready for the weekend. Maybe that's the holiday thing. You're just ready to get out and go do other stuff. Yeah, outside of running some errands and a little bit of a last Christmas shopping tomorrow, I'm going to pretty much watch the bowl games, I think. Got to go to the grocery store tomorrow. Got to pick up some food for the house, but that's not always fun because it's the weekend before Christmas, so there'll probably be a madhouse in there. Oh, 4 miles off today. Nice. Running was never something I could fully get into. Even though in high school, when I threw shopping, I was a backup sprinter in high school. But at one time, I ran a 400 meter for part of the relay team because I was a backup sprinter. I would never do that again. And that was only one lap around the track. But the guys that ran the 1600 and 32 and then the cross country runners, I just didn't see how they were happy doing that. I did not understand how you can run that far and be happy about it. Actually, ended my workday an hour before it should have. Said, fuck it. Well, there you go. Just be like, I'm done. I'm out. This is it. Enough is enough. Off from the 1st to the 8th. Well, that's a nice week off. Yeah, I got like a couple days next week, and then the following week, working then. But it's like New Year's week, so it'll be really slow. But then after that, I get all my new days for the new year, so I'll end up having like in 2 weeks, like 34 something days I can use over the next year. But I'll be ready to take some time off. But we got off this week, and we got off when New Year's Day happens. I should be wrapping gifts and shit right now, but instead I'm drinking beer and watching this. Well, I can't fault you for that. I can't fault you for hanging out and watching this rather than wrapping gifts. What are you drinking right now, Ashley? Are you drinking one of your home brews, or did you actually just pick up something? An IPA from a local. All right. Yeah, I just dusted this one off here, which is Evil Twin Brewing Teacher Edition Public Servant. And this was a new IPA that Evil Twin had released a little bit ago. So, pretty decent. I got the double IPA, which is the Firefighter Edition. So, I'm going to drink that at some point here and do a video. Which I'll probably grab another beer here in a little bit. But I think right now I'm actually going to it's called Get Into Afghania. Huh. I thought it was something like Get It like F Kanye or something. I was gonna like what? Although Kanye's irrelevant for the most part anymore anyway. But that being said, I am going to actually grab another beer here, but I'm going to sign off on this one. If anybody is a gaming fan, then I'm actually going to jump over for some Modern Warfare on the gaming channel, which is the Rajay Livestream Gaming. It's actually on the page here that you can actually check out if you want. Actually, you know what? I'll just pull it up here, and that way you can see it. Hold on one second. Where is this one thing? Bear with me. Get it the fucking got it. Evil Twin. They used to be kind of a gypsy type brewer, but now they do have a brewery in New York. And as I mentioned earlier, the guy that runs Evil Twin is actually the brother of McKellar. So he started Evil Twin, I guess, as being they're twin brothers. So he started Evil Twin, kind of I think maybe an inside type play to it. I know it's Malt Liquor Monday, but what is Friday called? Well, usually Eric does the Malt Liquor Monday. That's kind of his tagline. I only do Malt Liquor once in a while. So he does more of them than I do, getting you Fridays. But I'm going to jump over. I'm going to launch the gaming channel. Going to team up with Eric and Todd. Do a little Call of Duty Modern Warfare. So if you guys are big into gaming, feel free to join us over there. And we're going to have a little bit of fun. But thanks for everybody that tuned in on this one. Look forward to catching up with you guys. I'm going to probably do another stream tomorrow as well. And I'm going to probably do some various beers tomorrow instead of it being just maybe a one beer focus. I might do like a few beers to talk about, and then we can kind of cover some different ones, maybe some comparison beers between different years of style, stuff like that, and see how that actually goes. But thanks for everybody that tuned in tonight. Always appreciate you spending some time with me and enjoy having you guys on board. I would definitely look forward to catching you guys soon. Keep drinking those good craft beers. Remember, there's always time. Get your beer on. And yes, Gilbert, Sexton probably is shitface. Cheers, everybody.
Oh, you didn't know? Your ass better come.